Welcome to the moving paper presentation to determine if your unit is a good fit. The first information you'll see on your voucher is the bedroom size. The Housing Authority of Cook County issues one bedroom for every 2 people in the household. The voucher size is used to determine the amount of subsidy for your family, how much the Housing Authority can pay. What you decide is the size of the unit you choose, how you will use your unit, and who will sleep where in your unit. The subsidy amount is always based on the smaller of the voucher bedroom size or the actual unit size you find. In your packet is a list of payment standards. These are broken down by zip code. You should match the bedroom size of the smaller of the unit you found or your voucher bedroom size to the zone or range for your zip code. For example, if you find a unit in zip code 60016, range Q, then you would look at the bedroom size for range Q for the unit you found or your voucher to find your payment standard. An example is Susie Snowflake has a 3-bedroom voucher and finds a couple different units. The payment standard is always the lower of the bedroom size on the voucher. The voucher at 123 Main Street in Harvey is a 3-bedroom unit. So her payment standard in range D will be $1,390 for a 3-bedroom voucher. Next unit she finds is 456 First Avenue in Forest Park in range G. That's a 2-bedroom unit. So she will use a 2-bedroom payment standard of $1,200. 789 Happy Lane in Buffalo Grove is in range X. This is a 4-bedroom unit, but Susie only has a 3-bedroom voucher, so she'll use the 3-bedroom payment standard in range X of $2,240. 852 Nature Walk in Harvey is also in range D. It's a 3-bedroom unit, and she'll use the 3-bedroom payment standard of $1,390. When you're looking at a unit, you should also consider the utility allowance for that unit. The utility allowance is based on the average utility cost for the unit. These allowances are not paid to you, but they're used to reduce your portion of rent that you pay to the landlord, considering that you'll pay that amount out of pocket towards the utilities. The utility allowance is always the lower of the voucher size or the actual bedroom size. The utility allowances are broken down by single-family homes, detached or row homes, townhomes, or apartments. In the examples we saw for Susie Snowflake, for 123 Main Street, the utilities she'll pay is heating gas, hot water gas, cooking gas, electric, water, and sewer for a total utility allowance for a 3-bedroom unit of $215. 456 First Avenue in Forest Park, all the utilities are included except electric, and Susie will use the 2-bedroom utility allowance of $46. 789 Happy Lane is a 4-bedroom unit, but Susie only has a 3-bedroom voucher, so she'll use the 3-bedroom utility allowance for all the utilities listed that she'll pay out of pocket for a total utility allowance of $238. 852 Nature Walk in Harvey is also a 3-bedroom unit, and the utility allowance is $238. When you're looking for a unit, you want to consider the gross rent. That's going to be the total housing cost for that unit. This is the rent the owner is asking, plus the allowance for any utilities you'll pay out of pocket. You can see in the chart below the gross rent for each of the properties that Susie Snowflake found. Your total tenant payment is the minimum amount that you, the family, will pay towards the rent and utility costs in the voucher program. The TTP is the hire of 30% of your monthly adjusted income. This is your income after any allowances and deductions are applied. 10% of the monthly income, this is before any allowances or deductions. The welfare rent or the minimum rent. The Housing Authority of Cook County has set the minimum rent at $50. When you move to a new unit, you'll pay at least 30% of your adjusted monthly income as your rent portion, but you cannot pay more than 40% of your adjusted monthly income when you're moving to a new unit. If the gross rent is at or under the payment standard, you're going to pay 30% of your income. If the gross rent is over the payment standard, you will pay up to 40% of your income for that unit. You can find the 30 and 40% of your monthly adjusted income on the form in your packet called Can I Afford the Unit I Found? The Housing Authority staff has included the 30 and 40% amount on this form, so you can use that when you're calculating your rent portion and the affordability of the units you're locating. The maximum subsidy that the Housing Authority can pay is the payment standard minus the total tenant payment. Make sure that the rent doesn't exceed the maximum allowable gross rent, the maximum subsidy, plus 40% of the monthly adjusted income when you're searching for a unit. So remember that the gross rent is the rent the landlord's asking plus the utility allowance. In these examples of Susie Snowflakes, the maximum allowable gross rent for 123 Main Street is $16.68. The rental amount for that unit is well under that. Maximum subsidy, maximum allowable gross rent for 456 First Avenue is $14.78. For 789 Happy Lane, it's $2,518. And for Nature Walk, it is also $16.68. If the gross rent is over the payment standard, you will pay more than 30% of your monthly adjusted income. In the examples of the locations Susie found, the gross rent for 123 Main Street and for 852 Nature Walk are both over the payment standard. 123 Main Street, the gross rent is $14.15 and the payment standard is $1,390. That's about $25 over the payment standard. So the housing cost for that unit is greater than another unit, but still under 40%. But 852 Nature Walk, the gross rent is $1,688. That is over the payment standard, and that would cause the family to pay more than 40% of their adjusted income for the unit. So this unit would not be a good fit for Susie Snowflake's family. When you submit your moving papers, the housing specialist will review the information to make sure the gross rent is not over the maximum subsidy before we schedule an inspection. After the inspection, the housing specialist will conduct a rent reasonableness review to make sure that the unit is not more expensive than other similar units in the area, to make sure the unit is the going rate for that area. Your portion may change a little bit if a higher or lower rent is negotiated with the landlord after the inspection. The housing specialist will get your approval if the family portion will be over 30% of the monthly adjusted income to make sure that is still an affordable amount for your family. Thank you for attending this. Please refer back to this video anytime you have questions about your moving process and finding a unit that's a good fit for you. If you have any questions, reach out to your housing specialist at the phone numbers listed in your packet. Feel free to refer back to these videos anytime.